This is The Breakfast Stable.
Good morning and welcome to The Breakfast Stable. My name, I promise you, is Jack Muller, although it's a little bit hard to tell who we all are this morning. I'm here with my Breakfast Stable mates, and as you can tell, we are in Victoria. It's the one way, instead of seeing a number plate that says Victoria the Garden State, I think we now need to call ourselves Victoria the masked up state, aren't we, everybody? Morning, everybody.
Morning.
Well, good afternoon.
Oh, well, this is our new reality down here, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yes. You can see that we all got the colour coordination memo.
Yes. Pink.
I know.
Blue. I know. We're looking really good this morning.
I
I think we can take them off now, can't we?
Yeah.
Woo! Oh,
That's better.
better.
Now I know what
we are.
Darth Vader feels like.
Ah.
Oh, it's so strange. Obviously this kicked in on Thursday, didn't it? Proper, and we all had to start wearing our masks outside of the house.
It is strange though, like when you're out, that everybody's looking at each other, like we're all kind of like, wow, you're wearing one, I'm wearing one, everybody's wearing a mask, and it's quite spooky, it's quite eerie, it's such a different thing to see.
It is. It is very strange. But I do have a request, however, though, for anyone who is due to get Botox, can you please just not get so much, because when you've got a mask on, sometimes the only way to tell if someone's showing certain emotion is through their eyes and their pocket. Now, if you're too pumped up, none of us are going to be able to understand whether you're happy, you're sad, you're upset, whatever. So just can everyone just keep the Botox down to minimal levels, because that will be really helpful, I find.
And you know what I love? You can't see the wrinkles, you can't see nothing. It's just like everything's hidden, and I've got big eyes, so for me it's great.
Yeah, yes. Well, you've got very emotive eyes.
I've got one tip.
Yes.
Now, this is a great tip with masks this week. One, make sure you're organised. Because, see, when you're at home and you go, I'm going to walk across the road to the IGA, you put a mask on, you go out. You come back and go, oh, bugger, I forgot something. You go out again. I did that 5 times in one afternoon. So, organisation, people, get
I actually
organised.
forgot mine. I was going to put something in the letterbox last night and I forgot to put it on and went back. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to, just for that local stuff that you would do without thinking.
Yeah.
So do you have to put it on to go to the letterbox?
Well, if you're outside, I mean, our properties.
I do.
Yeah.
Right.
And rubbish bin I do as well, because people walk past.
Yes.
Once I'm outside the front gate, I normally will just pull it up, but I wasn't sure if we had to do that to go to the letterbox.
Well, we were in Dan Murphy yesterday afternoon buying some
Of
Russian standard vodka. And I walked in, Vicky was already in there, and this girl runs out. And it's just like, ooh, something's going on. Ooh. Bit of a geezer, bit of a thank you very much. But she left her mask in the car.
Oh.
So they did the right thing. They said, if you don't have a mask, you can't come in.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's now like wallet, keys, phone, mask, hand sanitizer.
That's it.
Oh, it's crazy.
It is a bit like funny. That. No, but look, we've got them all, and we've got our colour coordinator. We had the lovely Vicky Hilke make our mask for us this week, and it was so funny because she sent through the swatch of all the material, and here I'm thinking, trying to be smart, going, okay, we'll all pick through materials for all 7 of us living in the house, and it'll be easy for everyone to just grab their mask. So I went around and said to everyone, what type of material do you want for your mask? Everybody picked navy blue. It was just...
Oh!
Initials on each of them, so when they go in the washing machine.
Correct. So now I've had to write everyone's. I'm like, well, that was a pointless exercise because now everyone's wearing navy blue masks. But anyway.
Well, I've got one of AROMABABY.
Yeah, that's very cute.
Double-sided.
Nice.
Very cute.
You know what? AROMABABY just went online with Maya during the week. We started selling our masks with Maya, which is it is difficult to keep up, but look, it's an extension of a health product, and that's what we do. So. If we can help people colour coordinate their masks and stay relevant in this really tough time, then so be it.
Yeah.
But Catherine, also you percentage goes towards some sort of charity in some way?
That's right. So
Will you
we've
give
been
product-
matching. We've got 2 charity programs we're working with. So that's the way that the business has always been run. I think when I first started, within weeks, I went to a charity that I had passed up on the hill. It was an actual babies' orphanage of all things, and I actually couldn't believe that such a home existed, but it did, and that was the first charity I went to 25 years ago. So, I mean, for me, it's got to be, mine's a heart-centered business. It just has to be aligned with something that's got that sort of purpose for me.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
So I've got 2 charities I'm working with, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get back on track with skincare products in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
Well, everyone's pivoting, as we know,
Yeah.
on a regular basis at the moment. So, it does feel like, at some point everyone would like to be able to get back to
normal.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's a bit different because I've always worked in digital media. So it's no different. I'm still doing everything online in websites and social media campaigns and those sorts of things. But it's just what you promote, I suppose, for other businesses and how you're going about things are just slightly differently. Just the tools you use and the methodologies are probably similar. But no, we're all getting used to it. We're all getting used to this mask situation that we find ourselves in at the moment. And speaking of which, during the week, I am finding we are spending a bucket load on groceries at the moment, obviously.
Oh my gosh, talk about it.
Blimey. So we made the mistake of, and it's also a way of getting out of the house as well. It's an opportunity to go and buy, to sort of get that little bit of a break from everybody. Well, Paul and I made the mistake of going grocery shopping together at Secluna's the other day, which is like the Bunnings of food. It's like when you go to Bunnings, you go, I'm just going to go and get, a thing of tape, and you walk out with try a trolley full of stuff. Well, we're in Secluna's the other day. We just went and got some veggies for dinner. Well, we've walked out with all the veggies, gourmet peanut butter, packets of paleo-approved seeds, nuts, and God knows what else, a gourmet, apple crumble, sugar-free icy poles for the kids. It's just, we went bananas. We're in it. And we're just we're standing at the register going, what do you reckon? This is going to be with like $170 without question whatsoever. And all I went was
300, darling.
Yeah, I know.
Was it 300?
It was over 2, and it was just, it's ridiculous. And so we are just spending so much money on, but the kids were so excited because we came home with treats. They're like, oh my God, what's wrong with the 2 of you? Were you both drunk before you left the house? But we're just spending a heap on groceries.
My biggest shock is, because I'm home all the time now, is the electricity bill, the gas bill, tripled. Tripled. I couldn't believe it. It's gone from like $200 to $600. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I'm still going into the office because we've got the warehouse, and of course we've got to pack orders, and we're doing like 50 times more laborious stuff because they're all small orders rather than business to business, selling to a wholesale retail store or something. So I'm still there, but I'm doing completely different stuff. Like I'm just in the warehouse packing at the moment.
Yeah.
So our bills in the warehouse are going up, all our electricity, lighting, heating.
Wow.
Yeah. You would always have an expensive grocery bill because you always buy the artsy-fartsy food and stuff.
No. It's not like you're going down
wholesale.
Well, no, not all the time. I mean, look, I am very lucky. I mean, look, working with Humpty Doo Bar and Monday is absolutely awesome, and doing a lot of their menu development recipes and everything. That's great news.
Yeah.
But see, it's when you put everything together, because at the moment, instead of going out all the time, we're actually cooking a lot at home. We're having restaurant nights. So, like for example. Last night, Saturday night, Vicky cooked a Russian night. And that's where the standard vodka comes in, people.
Oh, I see.
I'm setting the table, making the cocktails, and Vic's actually cooking. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes. As you do.
I like to do a themed meal as well. I don't like to have, Indian dish with Italian sides. I really try and coordinate the meal as we do with our clothing, Jack. To go with whatever cuisine that we're cooking.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people have been doing that. Actually, I've been seeing a few people are getting really inventive online with some of their special, cuisine nights that they're doing, which is great to see. That's a great way of getting people to sort of,
well, have a look in the Herald Sun tomorrow. Yeah,
Pardon?
exactly. Have a look in the Herald Sun tomorrow. I've done a little foodie story just about that. Spending so much more time at home cooking and more money on food. And that food is a passion of mine as well. So, I did a little story about that. It'll be coming out tomorrow.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome.
You're doing some great stuff, Catherine.
Oh, look, it's just like I said, trying to stay relevant and doing lots of marketing, because the business can fold in a matter of months after 25 years of being, sustained. In a matter of months, we could just fold, and lots of businesses have. So I'm just trying so hard to do whatever I can to create stories about the journey, and to add value to people's businesses themselves, and just keep going, come up with ideas and be creative and keep going, because I'd hate to sort of have to close the business now after, such a beautiful long journey. I'd like to close it on my terms, not when I'm forced to. And I'm a bit of a persistent, stubborn kind of person. So I think, with
no,
business,
not at all.
No, with business you have to be. If you can't be persistent, you can't survive. And Pete, you know that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just like being a ferret. Be a ferret.
You just keep going.
And you keep nipping.
You hustle. You hustle.
Yeah.
But as long as it relates back to your core values, and because you've got to live with yourself, so it's got to be relevant. It's got to be authentic, and
Absolutely.
Well, Helen, we're super excited that we've got some old friends joining us this morning, all the way from New York. And I don't mean old in a bad way. Old as in we're very happy to have the guys back again, albeit from a very far distance, aren't we, Helen?
Totally. We are so blessed to have you guys from New York City. And it's Adam, Michael Tilford and Kenny Green, who are returning to the Fringe Festival in Melbourne. However, it's done differently this year through a live stream sing-along from the USA through the virtual common rooms for Melbourne Fringe, which for 2020. And you guys will be performing on Saturday, the 1st of August, 2020, 9 p.m. until late. And people can log on and pay for as long as they want to stay on. So, which I think is a great welcome, Adam and Kenny.
Yay!
We love your backdrop, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it.
Marie's Crisis, and when people visit New York, what is Marie's Crisis all about?
Well, Marie's Crisis is a little basement piano bar where the world's
only sing-along acoustic show tune piano bar. It's a lot of qualifiers.
And I mean, people literally queue up all the way down the street during normal pre-COVID days.
Right.
And you rotate your piano key playing staff. I mean, you guys are there nearly every night, and you alternate nights. And people literally go in, buy a drink, and sing along all night.
Oh my God.
It's like
it's fantastic.
Parents have a piano in their basement and they're not home and the liquor cabinet's open.
Yeah. And it's so much fun because even the bars, I mean, I've been there, I was there last year, and even the bar staff sing, and, the tunes from Rent and Cabaret and Les Mis and, Phantom of the Opera, and just, and they all come, I mean, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious comes up, and everyone knows that song, and I mean, it's so much fun, and it's such a feel-good atmosphere, and I know you're going to bring that virtually, and people can just sing along online and just have so much fun, have their cocktails in front of them. So tell me, how long has Marie's Crisis, been around, and what's the inspiration behind having Marie's Crisis still there today?
Well, Marie's Crisis has been around for...
It was originally a speakeasy during Prohibition in the 1920s. And before that, the same site but a different building was like an old tavern. So it's been around since the late 1800s. Something has been there. But it's been a piano bar since the 60s?
Since the 60s.
Gee.
And, it really is a community. It's funny because we don't have, I mean, unlike today with virtual situations and the internet, but we really don't have any type of marketing. We don't have a website. We don't have a phone that you could call. So back in, like when I first moved to New York City in the 90s, you had to know where Marie's Crisis was, or somebody had to tell you about it because you never would have found it.
Yes, that's so true. I was there 10 years ago for the first time when I was visiting New York and was staying with friends, and they took me there. I was there for my 40th birthday, and we went there after we went out for dinner, and there was no way I would have found that had we not been taken there by people who knew.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of the patrons, because of that fact, they've adopted it as their family, and the piano players and the bartenders. So people who are regulars, they feel like they're home and they treat it as such. Even to telling newcomers the rules.
Exactly.
Making sure they behave themselves.
I know.
But
and it was so distressing because, as you know, Kenny, I was supposed to be there in May, and then this all happened because I was going to come and see you guys, and then we all went into this ridiculous alternate universe that we all now find ourselves. And it must be so strange for people who are performers who are used to having that very close. I mean, there's no social distancing in Marie's Crisis ever.
It's just not a possibility. And
what are you guys doing now? Sorry, with regards to the arts and performing.
Well, what we're doing now is ever since this started, actually with Adam and another pianist, Franco Bertoloni, they went live onto Facebook, and then that was on a Sunday, and then on Monday when the shutdown started. So we all got together, the pianists and the singing wait staff, and we decided that we'd go live, and we've been doing it every week since the shutdown, which we're now into week 20.
We were the first group to sort of do live streaming first day New York was shut down. We were online.
Amazing.
So that's what we're doing. We're keeping to our shifts. We have 2 pianists every night who played 2.5 hours. I just finished my shift about 40 minutes ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's amazing.
And we take requests. They talk to us through Facebook. They tell us their day. They tell us their stories. They send us pictures of their kids watching.
We've actually got a lot of people who are now regulars virtually who've never been to the bar.
Or couldn't come.
And they watch us every day now.
Wow. I did read somewhere on the Fringe Festival, because I know it's a 3-day event in Melbourne from the 31st of July, which is this Friday, until the 2nd of August, and you're on the 1st of August. But I hear your little one is a little bit 18 years and over due to some, I don't know, is it language?
Well, here's the deal.
Here's the thing.
The thing is, theater and show tunes are for everyone. But once we get into the swing of things, especially Adam and myself, I can't control what comes out of my mouth.
We're very for the moment people.
And sometimes some songs spark an anecdote that maybe someone under 18 should not hear.
So enter and view at your own risk, right?
You gotta love it.
You can't help it when someone walks into a room and accidentally hears something, that comes out of your mouth. So what tell us I'm so excited. So what shows are we expected to hear, or do people have to put in their requests, or how does it, or is it a bit of both?
We'll do a little bit of both. We always come with sort of a plan. We also always have things in the queue ready to do that we know are showstoppers, but especially virtually, it's so much ease. This is actually one thing that's been great is people type in their requests.
Yep.
And then we decide if we do it. You don't have to come out, you don't have to yell your request over, you don't have to do any of that. You type it in and we either do it or we act like we don't see it. And keep going. So requests, that's actually one of the greatest things from doing this virtually, is it's so easy and a little bit more immediate satisfaction. I got my request. I did it.
Amazing.
And I suppose if somebody's there and they're actually quite a bit too drunk, you can actually just send them away.
Correct. Love a virtual concert.
Oh, I've had the pleasure of being around the piano at a friend's place, a mutual friend's place. Was it last year that we had that sing-along?
Yes, yes.
Which was a lot of fun, and it just got messier and messier as the night went on.
As in that situation, as it should have.
Absolutely. And as the night drew longer and longer, you found people had more and more confidence, and there was more and more singing and more solos with you.
More and more sloppy singing by yours.
It was so much fun. Yeah.
No, it's funny because we had a blast at that party last year, but we also forgot that we had a press event the next morning.
Yes.
After we talked with rock stars all night long.
With you, Helen.
With you, Helen.
Yes. Yeah. It was a lot
that was a lot of fun. You both had hoarse voices the next morning.
That's right, you did.
Sounds right.
But you still managed to sing, though. We did get a song out of you that morning.
Yes, we did. Now, I just want to let people know that they can get on and view you guys, which is going to be so amazing. And it's www.melbournefringe.com.au. And you can click on just to enter the event. And then as long as you want to stay is how much you pay. And I think it tells you along the way as to how it all works. And now I believe that you guys have got a song for us this morning.
I think we do.
So we're going to be honoured and blessed to have you guys sing. We're going to try and sing along. We've got the words to the song. I'm useless, so
yeah. Oh yeah. The wildlife's about to go. Outside my window. Wildlife's about to get spooked. So I'm just warning everybody.
All right, guys, over to you.
If we get into it and we're running over time, just wave us a hand.
Okay. I'll go like this.
I think this is the song you may have the words to.
Start spreading the news. I'm today. I want to be a part of an event.
New York. These vagabond shoes. I'm longing to stray
right in the very heart of it.
I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps. I'm a king of the hill,
top of the
My little town blue.
melting away. Make a brand new start of it.
New York.
In old New York.
Make it anywhere it's up to you.
New
York. Oh my goodness.
Wow. We're gonna. I know it's gonna be a lot of fun, and Melbourne and the world can log on. So thank you so much.
It's great. It's great to see you guys again, and hopefully it won't be too far down the road before we can all start to travel and get to spend time in each other's cities once more, because we certainly could all do with a big boost, of international love right now, and you certainly do your bit with your show. So thank you so much, guys, for joining us.
Thank you so much. It's
Thank you.
an honour to have you guys on. So
Thank you, guys.
you. And I'll be on Melbourne Fringe Festival watching you guys.
Thank you for that, Helen. Look, I don't think we'll be invited to sing along with the Murray's Crises boys anytime soon. But
that was fun.
So lovely to see them, and lovely to have old friends on the show, as we said. And, of course, one of our wonderful friends, as always, Mr. Pete Hilke. What have you been up to in culinary land this week, my friend?
Well, it's actually really interesting. And ever since we've been in lockdown, like I think if you go to certain suburbs, then the police will stop you. We actually, that happened to us the other day.
Oh.
So it was quite funny.
How did you get out of it then?
Oh, no, he waved us through. Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, so here it is. So stick to your local suburbs, trust me. You don't want to cop that one.
Yeah.
Now, supporting our locals, I've always said that when we were Lamarro's Friday night, we had a crab night. Absolutely phenomenal. So the crab night, you start off with a crab and corn chowder. You've got a crab and kimchi bao. Then you've got chili crab. You've got Cajun crab. You've got, there was potatoes. Finish off with a mandarin creme caramel, which is nice and light on the palate. Superb. Absolutely superb.
Is that all takeaway, Pete, or what are they doing? How are you? Okay.
And this is the perfect thing. You go in there, you buy a big box of it. So obviously there's 2 of us, so 2 portions. He's got everything in bags, packed, cryovac bags. So all you have to do is put them in boiling water for 10 minutes and they cook.
Yeah.
Done. He's actually got a sheet of paper that explains the process on what to do. Phenomenal stuff. So I know that's what Maha's doing as well. But Lamarro's, it was just 10 out of 10 on Friday night. It was superb. He even puts in a bib. A bib.
Yeah.
It was off the charts. Amazing. That was great. Now, we all know we're in these times of, well, we love to cook. You love to get out and buy things and fill your fridge up full. And then what happens is after a couple of weeks, you go, oh, my God, I found this cheese sitting in the back corner of the fridge. I have not seen that for a few weeks. Where did it go? What colour now does it look like? Right. So this is what brings me today about being a little bit more frugal in the kitchen. Why that was me 2 days ago, mind you. Bought this beautiful gorgonzola, shoved it in the fridge, found it. Well, I think it was about 4 weeks later. I was doing
it's already blue and mouldy.
Oh, yeah. But, oh, no. But the mould, it was screaming at me.
Right.
It was screaming at me, which is good because, as they say, if it doesn't rot, don't eat it. Right. Anyway, talk about being frugal in the kitchen. What I want you to do, while we're going through this situation, I would like you every couple of weeks, go through your fridge, make sure you've got everything, take everything out, have a look. If you've got bits of leftover vegetables, you may have some old lamb chops, all that's in there. As long as they're okay, guess what? Put them in a pot, make a beautiful lamb stock. Make vegetable stocks. Really, really easy. What I want you to do then, once you've made them, get yourself some ice cube trays, put the stock in there, freeze it, and you can use that for whatever you want to use it for.
Yeah. What did you do with the mouldy cheese?
Yeah.
I had to cast it fond farewell.
What did you do with the screen cheese? What did you do?
The screen cheese. Well, we had to give it a ceremonial burial.
Right, so it went
in the bin. Because the reason why the ceremonial burial was the tears flowing from my eyes. As they flowed.
You didn't try and extract the penicillin out of it or anything like that?
No. The last thing I want to do is fall ill during this time because I've decided, I'm going to have a spoonful of mould.
Yes.
No.
Was the cheese wearing a fur coat? Was it furry on the outside?
I'll tell you what, if you had walked through past protesters, they would have thrown eggs at it, thinking it was alive.
There's a show on television called Cheese Slices, and look, I know they visit a lot of cheese making little villages and things like that, and there's often caves with cheese and they've got mould and fur and goodness knows what on them, and they're delicacies often in France and Italy, these little cheese making villages. Yeah.
It's like when, you know, the tracksuit pants have been worn a few too many times. I mean, Paul had his, you know, he actually like gets up and goes and does his run or goes into the garage and does gym work. And I said to him, I really think it's time now that these tracksuit pants went into the wash. And he's like, really? I said, yeah, they were about to ask me for my phone number. That's how they could have got up and walked around by themselves at this point. So, you know.
I like that, Jack. Could have asked you for your phone number.
Yeah.
So they're that crusty.
They were starting to, like, you know, embody himself. So, yeah. Mouldy cheese and tracksuit pants, people, you need to know when to call it quits.
Totally.
Yeah, so look, the moral of the story is this, ladies. Go through your fridges.
Yes.
Don't spend $35 on a little punnet of cheese only to realise that you never use it, you never ate it, you were stupid enough to make it grow its own fur coat that you could have worn and kept warm in this cold winter that we live.
We don't have that problem. I live with locusts. I don't get a chance for any of our food to go off in our fridge. It just gets sucked up before it has a chance.
Me too, Jack.
Thank you.
And I've got less. Me too, but I've got less locusts.
Yes, you've got older, big locusts. I've got lots of little locusts.
Yeah.
We've just got Russian standard vodka.
Thank you, Petey, once again. And Helen, you are trying to keep us entertained through this really horrible time. So what have you been able to dig up for us this week?
Well, getting onto the cheese topic, we did all hear that Coon cheese is getting a name change after 85 years.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So obviously, a lot of things are having their names changed these days.
Political correctness.
But it actually, I didn't realise that Coon took its name from its American founder, Edward William Coon, who patented that ripening process used in manufacturing the cheddar. So there you go, a little bit of trivia about cheese.
I didn't realise. I thought Coon cheese was Australian for some reason.
So did I.
I think a lot of people think a lot of things are Australian and don't realise they're foreign owned.
Yeah.
No, I think it's now Canadian owned, or look, you've got to do your Google.
What are you going to call it? What do you reckon? What should we name the cheese?
Coon cheese. What should we name?
I don't know. We'll have to have a think. But anyway, and also they're not the first company. Obviously, there's lots of, but Nestle Australia has recently announced as well that they're changing the names of the Redskins and the Chicos Lollies. So that'll be interesting to know what they're going to change the names to. Getting on to cheese again, there's the Mould Cheese Festival, bringing now the cheese festival, to your door, talking about mouldy cheese, M-O-U-L-D.
Yes.
If you're a fan of brie and, of course, gorgonzola, I think I pronounced that correctly, or camembert, a lot of people will be well acquainted with mould because now they've done this fromage festival. I think, you know, it's only been going for a short while. But now in Sydney and Melbourne, what they're going to be doing is they're producing these gorgeous gift boxes, or boxes you can have for your family. And these boxes, I think they're about $75 a box, and they're shipped every month. You get them, and you know, they've got them in special blocks where they stay cool, and you can pause your subscription anytime. But you go online, have a look, and you get, and it's free shipping across Australia. But it'll be quite a fun thing. It's just a new novelty. But I love that idea because I do love my cheese.
Oh my goodness! Could you imagine cheese just arriving at your front door? Like, I mean, there's just.
But different.
It's angelic.
Cheeses every month, so you get to try all these different cheeses. Also, Rose Events, who are based on Bay Street in Port Melbourne, they've got like this gorgeous market stalls and beautiful little pop-up stores set up on their premises. So instead of it being an event space, which it normally is, they now have this almost like market-like. It's beautifully done, and you know, with interior design stuff. And of course, there's an AROMABABY pop-up store as well. And you can find Catherine's masks there. And I believe $5 from each mask goes to the Treasure Chest charity, which is,
That's right.
you know, I'm on the committee for that. So thank you, Catherine. And also one more, apart from, we know the Melbourne Fringe festivals, we had the boys on before, there's the Melbourne Writers Festival. And it's got the 2020 program is now online. And again, it's pay for how long you want to stay on. So you pay for what you can. And it's 10 days through August, which starts on the 7th of August right through to the 16th. I know, Jack, you'd be...
I've been many years been to the Melbourne Writers Festival, and it's a shame that, you know, it's just because, you know, unfortunately writers are used to being stuck at home writing, and the Melbourne Writers Festival was one of those times we actually got to leave the house and go and, you know, meet with other writers.
And meet your fans and meet fellow writers. So there'll be 100 guests from Australia and around the world on this year's lineup, and it'll be fantastic. They've got actually a really good lineup this year, and they've got prominent Aussie novelists Helen Garner and Claire G. Coleman, and the author of Crazy Rich Asians. So it'll be, you know, there'll be lots of panels and discussions and workshops. So it'd be quite an interesting thing. So definitely, you know, support the Melbourne Writers Festival. And that's it for me, Helen Riser from HRPR.
We need a jingle. Did we need a jingle at the end?
Jingles.
Thank you, Helen. Thanks again. And thank you, everyone, for joining us again this morning on The Breakfast Table. It's been lovely having you. You can watch us, obviously, on Facebook Live, and you can watch us back afterwards, especially the bits you really like Pete's talk about mouldy cheese and all that sort of stuff.
And us trying to sing.
And us, just not the bit with us singing at all. But we love having you. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Petey. It's been lovely once again, and we will see you all next Sunday morning at 9:30. Yes, wear your mask if you're in Victoria. Be sensible. Stay well.
Cheers, guys.